I'm Rimaza Hassan, and today I'm going to discuss the 2018 O-level paper with you all. So, as you all know that the paper, the English general paper, you have for 3 hours. It is divided as one, you have to spend 1 hour, and the second paper for 2 hours. So, you know how these marks will be divided. So, the first paper contains 40 marks. So it is, there you can see 8 questions. That means there are 8. It is divided into the first as vocabulary. You will get 5 marks, and then the grammar, you will get 5 marks. Then again, the third carries on vocabulary, that you will get 5 marks. Then again, the fourth one, it tests your reading skills and you will get 5 marks. And the fifth one also, it tests your reading and it carries 5 marks. And the sixth one, it's about writing. So here the 5 marks is divided as 2 marks for the content and 3 marks for the language. And the seventh one is, it's also tests the reading skills. So you'll get 5 marks. And the last one, writing. So here also the marks is divided into 2 for content and language 3. So altogether you will get 40 marks. And so let's start on the first paper for 2018. The first paper that you can see, match the places with their descriptions, write the correct letter in the blank. So you can see a box that A, B, C, D, E, F. So it's divided, and the first one is done for you. You can see A, hospital, B, university, C, library, D, temple, E, zoo, and F, airport. So the first one is done for you. A place where planes land and take off. So you know, a place where there you can see planes that it lands and takes off is F, airport. That means the first one is done for you. So you have 5 more to answer that you can get 5 marks. So let's see what are they. A place of a religious worship. So you know, according to the words, you can see a place where you can go and worship. It's related to religious. So you can check from the words from the box. So you can come through D. It's temple. D, temple. And the third one, a place where animals, birds, and reptiles are kept for exhibition. So a place where animals, birds, and reptiles are kept for exhibition. So you can see where normally you know that a place where animals, birds, and reptiles are there, it is zoo. So the letter E. Then question number 4, sick people are given medical treatment here. So, you know, when people get sick, normally they used to go to a hospital or to a doctor. So here you can find the word hospital, letter A. Then question number 5, an institution of higher education. So you know that at the school you get your secondary education. So it's something higher education, an institute. So from this list, now you can see what are the words left. So you can see from that university, B. And the last one, books, magazines, and newspapers are kept. So, you know, even in the school, if you get some activities to do, that means if some of your teachers ask you to go and refer extra, for your extra knowledge, if anything to refer, you can find these things in the library. That means letter C. So I think these words are really easy for you, and this task, test 1 is easy, that you can find the words. If you do it correctly, you could get 5 marks. Okay, let's move to test number 2. Here, fill in the blanks in the following dialogue. Use the words given in the box. The first one is done for you. So you know, a dialogue means between 2 people. So you can see here the dialogue is between the policeman and Ravindra. So you can see in the box, you have given some words. That means there are some words: inside, around, for, with, behind, from. So we'll see the first one, the policeman. Where were you exactly when the accident happened? Ravindra, I was the first blank inside the school bus. So the policeman is asking Ravindra, exactly where were you when this accident happened? So Ravindra is giving an answer that he was inside the school bus, means he was inside, he was not out. So policeman again asks, did you clearly see what happened? So you normally know when there's an accident happen, there are some witness, they used to ask more questions to get evidence from them. Did you clearly see what happened? Then Ravindra says, yes, a motorbike was coming. Then the second blank, a bus. The driver stopped the bus because of heavy traffic. So we can go through these words and see what is the suitable word here. Yes, a motorbike was coming behind a bus. So for the second blank, it should be behind. Then again, policeman, after that, he's asking more details. What happened after that? Then Ravindra says, the motorbike tried to overtake us and collide. The third blank, a van coming. Then the fourth blank, the opposite direction. So he is explaining more. So number 3, with a van coming. Then number 4, blank, the opposite direction. So it should be from the opposite direction. Number 4, from. Then the policeman is again asking, when did this happen? I think it was blank 7 a.m. As he doesn't know the exact time, he's saying around 7 a.m. So number 5, it should be around. Then the last, the policeman says, thank you, blank, the information. Thank you for the information. Then the 6th blank, it should be for. So if you do it correctly, you can score 5 marks for that. Then let's move into test 3. So in test 3, you can see there's a picture. So you, first of all, you should go through this picture and see what is this picture. Then you will understand the words given are very related to this picture, so you can fill it easily. Okay, so you can see the words buying. So second one, salesman, leaving, buyers, tent, man, heavy, busiest, crowded, lamppost, lady. So you know the meaning of these words. These words are related to a market. Okay, now let's go through the paragraph. This picture shows a marketplace. So I told you, so you can just have an idea. This is a marketplace. So people seem to be busy buying various things. So the first one is done for you, that people have gone to the market to buy things. Okay, some, the second one, blank, are waiting in a queue before a stall. So here, some, you can look at this. Who is waiting in front of the queue? Who is waiting in a queue? Normally, who used to wait in a queue? Normally, the customers. When they go there to buy something, they have to wait in a queue. So here, the words, here we can see what are the words related to customers. So here it says buyers. So number 2, buyers. A stall where then the third blank, with a cap, is selling goods. So now you can look who is standing in front of a stall, with a cap selling goods. So you know that normally the buyers go and get things. From whom do we buy things? From the salesman. So number 3, it's salesman. A salesman with a cap is selling goods. You know, goods are the stuff that you buy from the market. Okay, then there is a blank with a walking stick in the middle of the picture. So now you can see who is the person in the middle of the picture using a walking stick. So you know it's a lady. Then number 4, it should be lady. A man carrying two bags is blank the place. That at the right side, you can see that a man carrying two bags, that means he is moving. He is going to be out of the picture. So what is the word that we can use here is leaving the place. So number 5, leaving. The bags look blank. So you can see normally when you go and buy some things, number 6, heavy. The bags look heavy. The area around the counter is number 7. You can see the area around the counter is crowded. Number 7, crowded, because there are a lot of people. Number 7 should be crowded. Then 2, 8 blank can also be seen in the picture. And also there you can see something more. You can see something 2. What is that 2? Let's see. Yeah. There are 2 lamp posts. So number 8 should be lamp posts. The 2 lamp posts can also be seen in the picture. There is the 9th blank between the lamp post. So now let's see what is between. You know, between means in the middle of the lamp post, in between of these 2. Number 9, it should be tent. Then the 10th blank, standing near one lamp post, seems to be talking to someone. So we can see there are some people, there are 2 people, and what are they doing? Yeah, so you can see they are talking to someone. So number 10, it should be man. A man standing near one lamp post seems to be talking to someone. This is one of the blank days at the marketplace. So you know the rest, the last word is busiest days at the marketplace. Okay, now let's move to test number 4. Study the content page of a textbook given in box A. Write the relevant page numbers of the units against the titles given in box B. The first one is done for you. So you can see there are 2 boxes as box A and box B. So you have to go through box A to find the content page and the page numbers. Okay, you can see a brief history of Earth. It contains in pages from 26 to 30. Agricultural equipment, page number 31 to 36. The human waste stream, page number 37 to 40. The challenge of homeless people, page number 41 to 45. The war of pests, 56 to 55. International waters, 56 to 60. Then in box B, you can find the titles. So there are 6 titles. You have to pay attention and find what are the page numbers related to that. The first one is water pollution. So we can go through there and find what was related to water pollution. You know what is the term of pollution? Pollution means something that is, it is not in the original form. It's polluted. It's made dirt. It has become dirty by some, it may be man-made effects or other kind of effects. So we'll see what is water pollution, under which page you can find them. So water, that means the human waste stream. So it should be page number 37 to 40. Page number 37 to 40. So the first title, water pollution, the pages are 37 to 40. Next, let's go to the title 2, the tools that ancient people used in farming. The tools that ancient people used in farming. You know that normally there are some tools used by different professions. So now the farmers use different tools in the modern days, but here it says ancient. So it should be ancient means we talk about the earlier days. So in the earlier days, let's see what are the tools used by farmers. So we'll see what are the pages. It should be agricultural equipment. That means page number 31 to 36. Page number 31 to 36. Then the title number 3, how the planet in which we live looked like in the past. How the planet in which we live looked like in the past. So the planet, you know, the earth that we live, how did it look like in the past? So let's see what are the pages. A brief history of the earth. So you can easily find it because earth is the planet that we live, and the page number should be 26 to 30. Then let's see the title number 4, oceans in different parts of the world. Oceans in different parts of the world. So it should be page number 56 to 60, international waters, because here different parts of the world, it is about the international, it's not about something locally. So it should be page number 56 to 60. So title number 5, low cost housing schemes. Low cost housing schemes. The challenge of homeless people. You know, when the term less is, that means that nothing. That means you don't, that means it is negative, homeless. So the challenge placed by the people who don't have houses. So low cost housing schemes, page number 41 to 45. The last title, insects that are harmful for crop growing. The insects that which are harmful for this crop growing. It should be page number 56 to 55, the war of pests. So you know these pests, they because of that we use pesticides. So it's easy for you all to find it. Okay, now let's move on to test number 5. Read the following dialogue. Fill in the blanks of the summary given below. Select a suitable word or phrase from the dialogue. The first one is done for you. So here the dialogue is between the teacher and a student. So teacher and Amal. So teacher is saying, Amal, is everything ready for the trip? Yes, almost everything. Teacher, have you decided on the destination? Kandy or Nuwara? You know here destination, the place that you are going to go. So the teacher is asking, have you decided on the destination? Is it Kandy or Nuwara? Amal says, yes, madam, everyone's choice is Kandy. So Amal says, everyone prefer Kandy. Teacher, why are you so interested in visiting Kandy? So now the teacher questions the students, why they are so interested to visit Kandy. Let's see what's the answer of the student. Amal, I think it is the botanical gardens, madam. So here the main reason is because of the botanical garden. Teacher, will your parents join too? Amal, only a few. So normally in a school trip, you know that a few parents could join. Teacher, well, I want to meet all of you tomorrow at 10 a.m. to discuss more about the trip. We have not yet decided on the cost per head. I suppose it won't be more than 500 rupees. So you know, normally when we go on a trip, that we have several meetings and all the students are excited. So the teacher will explain what's going to happen. So she says that that means about the trip. And she says that we have not yet decided on the cost per head. So that means the trip fee, that for one person, how much you need to pay. That's why we say cost per head. I suppose it won't be more than 500 rupees. So teacher is just saying it may be around 500, but not more than that. Amal, madam, do we have to inform the principal about the trip? Teacher, yes, of course, we need his written permission. Amal, madam, do you think he will give us permission? Teacher, why not? He is the one who suggested me to organize the trip. Okay, now let's see. So in this summary, you have to fill the blanks. So here you don't have the words, but from reading, that means through going through the dialogue, you could find a suitable word or a phrase. The discussion is about a trip. The first one, it's done. Candy. The students, sorry, trip to Candy. Students, one and only blank is Candy. So in the second blank, you can write the students, one and only. That I told that the preference, their preference. So what's the word here used for preference is choice. The students' one and only choice, for second blank, it should be choice, is Candy. The most attractive place for the students is blank. Number 3, it should be botanical gardens. Always remember, botanical gardens B should start with a capital letter because it's a name of a place. Students is the botanical gardens. A few, fourth blank, also will join the trip. Number 4, it should be parents. Students will not have to spend much as blank per person. I told you that per head, so it should be number 5, cost. Cost per person for the trip will not exceed, that means exceed 500 rupees. I told that it will not be more than 500. The written, number 6, blank of the principal is yet to be obtained. Here we discuss, still the permission is not given by the principal. So it has to be, that means it has to be taken, that means yet to be obtained. So number 6, it should be permission. Yeah, now let's move to test number 6. You are interested in joining an English camp with your best friend after the examination. You went to his or her place to talk about it, but your friend was not at home. Write a note to be left in his letterbox telling him or her about it. Use about 40 to 50 words. Include when you came, why you came, ask him or her to call back. So here you need to write a note to your friend. That means you are interested in joining in an English camp, not alone, but with your best friend after the examination. So you went to talk about it with your friend, but unluckily your friend was not there. So you are leaving a note to your friend saying these details. So here you know that it is not a letter. Here it should be a note. So there's a difference between a note and a letter. And also you can see what should be included in this. When you came, why you came, and ask your friend to call back. So when we talk about a note, here the main thing is no need of writing a address. No need of any salutation. No sender's address, no receiver's address, no salutation. That means it should be very short, up to the point, and not in detail. That means should be very short, between the number of words 40 to 50. For an example, I can tell you, Okay, here in the screen that you can see, there's another example. Dear Nadisha, I heard there's an English camp in our school after the examination. So here you can see that the details that you were asked to mention is related here. You are interested in joining an English camp with your friend. So here the friend has written, I heard there's an English camp in our school after the examination. I'm interested in taking part in it with you. I came to your house last evening, but you were not at home. Can you please call me and confirm it? And Sanudi. So the number of words here is used 46 words. So it's better if you can mention the number of words that you wrote, because the number limit is between 40 to 50. Here you are not going to use dear my loving, dearest, no need of anything. Just you can start even without dear. If you start Nadisha, it's no problem. So Nadisha, I heard there's an English camp in our school after the examination. I'm interested in taking part in it with you. I came to your house last evening. So here it's mentioned when did your, that means when she came to your place and why she came, but you were not at home. Can you please call and confirm? So she has asked to call and confirm. So here you will be given marks, 5 marks, but that means 3 marks will be given for the language, then 2 marks for the content. So here the punctuation marks that you will get, everything is seen. Punctuations, are you using the capital letters properly, the full stop, and your handwriting. So you have to consider in everything. Okay, now let's move into question number 7. Read the following text and answer the questions. The pupils stopped as Miss Yapa entered the classroom. Then they stood up and greeted. Good morning, teacher. Miss Yapa smiled and greeted them back and asked the children to sit down. There were 30 pupils when she came to the last name on the list, Naveen, she noticed that he had been absent with Naveen, asked the teacher. Naveen has been ill and is still in hospital, said a girl in the front row. Did you all go to see him? Asked the teacher. No one replied. It was the time to start the lesson. Please tell us a story, the pupils shouted. No, first of all, I want you to write letters to your friend Naveen. We will send the best ones, cheer him up in hospital. I'll tell you a story later. So this is a incident which happened in a classroom with a teacher and the students. So you have to go through this and answer the following questions. The first one is, what were the pupils doing before Miss Yapa entered the class? So before Miss Yapa entered the class, what were the students doing? So you can see, once she came, only they stopped talking. So before them, before that, what were they doing? Yeah, they were talking, or you can write the pupils were talking. Then the second question, how many pupils were in the class? It's directly mentioned. How many pupils in the class? 30. You can write it in, that means word or letter 30. Then you have to complete the sentence number 3. The pupils wanted the teacher to. Okay, what was the request from the students? What were they requesting the teacher to do? Yeah, they were asking the teacher to tell a story. So here the blank should be completed as the pupils wanted the teacher to tell a story. Tell a story. Then the fourth one, write the line which says that Naveen would receive letters from his classmates. So now you can check from the, that means from the passage, what is the line that says that Naveen would receive letters from his classmates. So you can see at the last line of the paragraph, no, first of all, I want you to write letters to your friend Naveen. We will send the best ones to cheer him up in hospital. So you can see the last line, you can quote it, the whole last line. No, first of all, I want you to write letters to your friend Naveen. We will send the best ones to cheer him up in hospital. Okay, the fifth one, you have to underline the correct answer. The word intently in line 3 means, it means attentively. It means be. The answer should be be attentively. Okay, the last question in part 1. The last one is you have to write a paragraph. That means test 8. Write a paragraph on one of the following topics. Use about 50 to 60 words. So here also you are going to get just 5 marks. So you have to always think about the number, the word limit. So don't exceed it or don't that means right below than the word limit. So it's better always you have to make a mind sketch, that a mind map. What are you going to write? For an example, here there are 2. So you have to select only one. There are some students I have seen, they used to write both. If you write both, you won't get marks. So please, you have to write. Here it is mentioned, write a paragraph on one of the following topics. So they check whether you have read the instructions properly. So you can see, write a paragraph means related to one of this, not both. So A is my best friend. How can we make a mind map? What are we going to write? Just if we just have a correct structure, that always you have to be organized. What are you going to write? For an example, if we are going to write about my best friend, how are you going to think? What are you going? First, you have to write the name of the friend. Basically, when you are introducing someone, you are going to write that person's name, then the name, then where is she so you can see that you can select, that means you can divide this. Okay, name, then the location where she lives, then her age, then you can write about her appearance and why you like her. Normally we don't like, so you can write what are they. So normally when you are writing these details, you are up to 50 to 60 words. Okay, now if we move on to the book that I like most, here also you should think, what are you going to write? Okay, the book that I like most. Then you should know, okay, what is the name of the book that you are writing and who is the author, the writer of the book. Then what are the main characters and what is the story about? For an example, if you take, okay, the book that I like most is Abaya Ilangaratna. So who are the main characters? Nimal and Sunil. So what is the story about? It is about the 2 classes in the society. So you can write something more about it. So it's something that you are already making and you are organized, you are mind mapping what you are going to write. So when you write, the answers for these questions, already your paragraph will be filled and you can reach the number and you can score 5 marks. Okay, you can say here that for an example, we have given the book that I like most. The book that I like most is Muddle Doer. It is a very interesting children's novel written by the great writer Martin Wickramasinghe. Upali and Jinnah are the main characters of the story. They are very brave and adventurous children. The story tells about their life in a small island called Muddle Doer. So here you can see the number of words are 53. So always it's better if you can mention the number of words. So it's very short. I told you, normally when we are making a mind mapping, then what we are going to write, the author of the book, the main characters, and what is happening in the story, something related to the story. What is that story about? So when you write, when you answer these 4 or 5 questions, you can make your own paragraph. So always keep in your mind, just take at least few seconds and think, what are you going to write? Then you can write a good answer and score the total marks, because you are getting 3 marks for the language that you are using and 2 marks for the content. Okay, now it's the end of part 1. So let's move on to part 2. Okay, in part 2, you can see it's same that the marks are distributed like this. Question number 9, it's related with vocabulary. So you will get 5 marks for, that means 1 mark for each question. Then number 10, it's related to grammar. Then you can get 5 marks. And number 11, it's about your language proficiency. So you will score half a mark. That means there are 14 blanks, so half marks. Then you can get 7 marks. Then question number 12, it's related to grammar. You can get, that means there are 5 marks. Then question number 13, it's reading. So you can get 5 marks. That the 10 marks is divided 3 to the content, 3 to the language, 2 marks for the organization, and 2 marks for mechanism. That means mechanism means writing mechanisms, like it directs with spelling errors, using punctuation marks, and your handwriting. So 10 marks is divided like that. Then question number 15, it's reading task. That means it mainly in this paper, the marks is divided for the first question 1 mark. Then second question, 1 mark. Then the third 1, and the fourth, half a mark. That means there are 2 that you will get 1 marks. And the fifth one, there are 4 blanks. So you will get half marks and you will get totally 2 marks. And the sixth one, 1 mark. And seventh, 1 mark. So question number 15 contains 8 marks. So that's the way the marks are divided. Then question number 16, it's the last writing task. So 15 marks is divided to that task. 5 marks for language, 2 marks for mechanisms of writing. Okay, the 60 marks altogether, 100 marks. This is the way the marks are allocated. Okay, now let's move to test number 9 in paper 2. I think here you can see what are the specifications related in each test. Okay, test number 9, select a word from the box which has a similar meaning to the word phrase. So it can be a synonym, that means a similar meaning to the word or phrase given within brackets, and write it in the space provided. The first one is done for you. There are 3 extra words. So here you have to keep in your mind there are 3 extra words. So you have to be very careful in selecting the words. Okay, in the box you can see the words ancient, attraction, common, destination, located, prevails, stay, tourist, identical. Now let's go on to the paragraph. Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa are two blank. So you can see belong to the distant past. So here we have to find a similar word to belonging to the distant past. So here for the first blank it is done. It is ancient. So past, when we refer to past, a synonym is ancient. Cities in Sri Lanka. They have a lot in, then blank 2. So we have to find a similar meaning. Similar in many ways. Similar in many ways. So a synonym for that is common. Number 2, common. Both cities are blank. So you have to find a synonym for situated. So situated means number 3, the answer is located. Located in the North Central Province. Usually dry weather, blank. So you have to find a similar word for exists. So exists, prevails, Prevails, prevails. They are in most of the months of the year. These two cities are famous tourist. So you have to find a synonym for places of interest. Places of interest means attractions. Cities are famous tourist attractions. Many local and foreign. So you have to find a similar word for persons visiting places. So you normally know people who are traveling, visiting places, we call them tourists. So number 6, the answer should be tourists. So you will get 5 marks for that. And now let's move on to test number 10. Underline the most suitable word within the brackets. So here you have to be very careful because here the words are very similar, but you should always keep within the verb which is the most suitable one. So you have to select one and you have to underline them. Okay, let's go on to the paragraph. Exercise is one of the best ways of keeping depression away. It improves your body and your mind, and inside the bracket you can see, enable, enables, enabling. It improves your body and your mind and enables you to perform. So the first answer should be enables your mind and enables you to perform better in the workplace and at home. Proper, blank. So you can find breathe, breath, breathing. So here, proper breathing, B-R-E-A-T-H-I-N-G, breathing is essential if you want to get the most from exercises, and you should take into. So the words are consider, consideration, considering. It should be consideration, and you should take into consideration your heart rate. It can be blank, harmful, harmfully, harm. So it should be harmful. It can be harmful to do exercises too much. All good, blank, fit, fitness, fitting. All good, fitness. So that answer should be fitness. Fitness instructors emphasize the importance of listening to your body. When you first start, you should use good, and inside the blank you can see judgment, judge, judging. And the answer is judgment. You should use good judgment because it's easy to make the mistake of using the equipment, and inside the blank you can see incorrectly, correctly, incorrectness. So the answer number 7 is incorrectly. Mistake of using the equipment incorrectly. Exercise should not be seen as a blank. You can see inside the bracket demand, demanded, demanding. So the word is demanding. Number 8, it should be demanding task. To increase your fitness, exercise. Ninth blank, steady, steadily, steadying. So the answer for number 9 is steadily. Exercise steadily for 20 minutes a week, and you will notice so the last blank, different, differentiating difference in your body and mind in a few weeks. So the answer for number 10 is difference, and you will notice a difference in your body and mind a few weeks. Mind in a few weeks. So here you will get a half mark for each, if the answer is correct. So altogether 5 marks. Okay, let's move into test number 11. Yeah, fill in the blanks with the words given within the box. There are 3 extra words. Here also there are 3 extra words, keep in mind. So let's move on to the words first. Also, to, and, numerous, after, of, for, have, first, money, fashion, do, clothes, come, century, who, not. Let's go on to the paragraph. Throughout history, people have worn clothing, right? Throughout history, people have worn clothing of one description or another. Apart from protection against the weather, the first blank, it should be against the weather. The first blank, you should use the word clothes. Clothes were also often used. Number 2, blank, show the wearer's status. So clothes were also often used. 2, number 2, it should be TO2. Show the wearer's status. Number 3, blank, wealth. So here it can be either and, and, or of. You can write either anything of that, and wealth or of wealth. Over the years, number 4, fashions in clothing have. So over the years, number 4, it should be numerous. Over the years, numerous fashions in clothing have. Number 5, and gone while. That means have come. Number 5, it should be come. And gone while some of. Number 6, it should be of. Some of those have been popular. Then number 7, it should be for. Been popular for relatively short periods. Meanwhile, others, number 8, blank, lasted long. That means number 8 should be have lasted. Number 8, have lasted longer. Then the next, until the, number 9, half of the 20th. So that it should be number 9, until the first half. Number 9, it should be first. Until the first half of the 20th, you know that. 20th. So number 10 is century. 20th century. The ability to follow, number 11, fashion. Number 11, fashion was limited to those. The number 12, limited to those who, WHO, who had the money. Number 13, do so, do, do so. Following fashions. Number 14, not Not only demand money, but also require large amounts of leisure time. So now you will get 7 marks. That means there are 14 blanks. So half a mark for each question. Okay, now let's move into test number 14. Sorry, test number 12. Complete the following passage using the most appropriate form of the verb given within the brackets. The first one is done for you. So here you have to see the verb given in the blank, in the bracket, and you have to fill it. So the first one is done. Pisara well is one of the oldest cricket grounds in Sri Lanka. So number 1, it is done, is considered a historic cricket venue of the country for many reasons. First, this ground. So inside the blank, you can see host. So it should be hosted. First, this ground hosted Sri Lanka's first test match against England in 1982. Further, in 1985, then the third blank. So inside the bracket, you can say become. So it should be became. B-E-C-A-M-E. Became the venue for Sri Lanka's first ever test win over India. Next, the ground. Then the fourth blank. The word is given as the verb is used. Then it should be was used. So number 4, was used as a neutral venue for a test match series between Australia and Pakistan in 2002. So far, 15 test matches, 12 ODs and 1 test 20. Then the blank is play, have been played. It should be, the fifth one should be have been played at Pisara Oval, this historic stadium. Then the sixth one, located, then it should be is located in Colombo, the commercial capital of the country. So the last blank, it should be is located. So here you are getting 1 mark for each question and total 5 marks. So now let's move into test number 13. Here is a page from a dictionary. Refer to it and answer the questions given below. So here you should go through this dictionary page and see what are the questions they have asked. So first of all, go through the questions, then you can find the answers easily. So the first question is, find a word or phrase from each of the following descriptions. So here, this page that you can see, there are, that means most of the words are starting with sir, S. So here, you can go through the words and see in that page. The first one, a phrase similar in meaning to neat and clean. So you should go through the page and see what is a term used for neat and clean. So when you go through that, you can find, so yeah, just when you go through, there is spike, spice, spike, spicy, spider, spider monkey, spider's web. So like that, you can see some words. So here, when you go through that, you should find a similar meaning for neat and clean. So you can see spick and span. So first one, a phrase similar in meaning to neat and clean. It should be S-P-I-C-K, spick, and span, S-P-A-N. Then the second one, a metal point set into the sole of a running shoe. So you know these athletes. So it's spike, S-P-I-K-E, spike. Then the third one, a creature that feeds on insects. So a creature that feeds on insects is a spider. So you can see in the page, they have explained it's spider, S-P-I-D-E-R. Then the fourth one, it's an outdoor tap. An outdoor tap is a spigot, S-P-I-G-O-T. Then complete the sentence selecting a word from the dictionary page. So the fifth one, you have to use a word and complete this sentence. Sri Lankan food is very, the blank is given because the cooks add many things to flavor them. So now normally Sri Lankan food, there's a specialty why it has a different taste from the other regions. So the cooks add many things to flavor them. So what is it? Sri Lankan food is very spicy. So it's very hot. The term to say spicy. So S-P-I-C-Y. So the blank you should write spicy because the cooks add many things to flavor them. Okay, then question number 14, that means test number 4. Let's move on to test number 14. Here, write on one of the following, use about 100 words. So here you are getting, that means for this question, you are getting 10 marks. So you have to select one. So they have given 2. So let's see the first one. Your English teacher asked you to read some English storybooks after the exam. Write a letter to the manager asking for information about the books for children. Ask for the following information. So here they have given the guidelines. You have to write a letter. So first of all, when you are writing a letter, letter writing, even in Sinhala, when you are writing a letter, you know that there are 2 formats. It should be whether a formal letter or an informal letter. So here you should understand what is the type of letter you are writing, to whom you have asked to be write. So here that means English teacher asked you to read some English storybooks. So the teacher has asked the students to read some storybooks after the exam, and you have to write a letter to the manager of the Lake House bookshop. So here you have to write a letter to the Lake House bookshop, to the manager, and you have to ask information. So is this a letter that you are going to write to a person who is very close? No, right? So when you are writing a letter to a person who is very close, it's a personal letter. So, but here it's an official letter. That means you are going to write a letter to a manager of a company. So the format here, you have to write the sender's address, means at the top, first you have to write your address, that is the sender's address, then the receiver's address, then that means, okay, first you are writing the sender's address and the date that you are writing. So it's, the format is first the sender's address, then the date. And always remember, when you are writing the date, first you have to write the date, month, and the year. Then you are writing the receiver's address. There you have to write the title, to whom you are writing, to the director or to the manager or someone else. Here, according to your question, you have to write to the manager. So the answer should be, for an example, if you write the manager, the Lake House bookshop, Colombo, then it should be, then you have to use the salutation. That means to whom you are writing. It should be dear sir. Yeah, here in in this answer, it's just a model answer that here you can see 32. That means you are writing your address, the sender's address, 32 Temple Road, Nugegoda, and the date here is mentioned as 7th December 2018. And next, so as I told, the sender's address is there, then the date is there, then you have to leave a line and write the receiver's address, the manager, Lake House, bookshop, Colombo. Then you are writing the salutation, that means to whom you are writing. That means dear sir, or you can write if it is a madam. If you don't know, you can put dear sir on a hyphen and madam. that means dear sir or madam. Then you have to write the title. So here you are asked to write asking information, or you can write requesting for information, requesting information about the books for children. Then you can continue. As our English teacher asked us to read some English storybooks after the exam, I need to purchase some. Here the term purchase means to buy, right? I need to purchase some English books from your bookshop. Then again, you can start in a new para. I would be much obliged if you could send me the titles of the books available in your bookshop, mode of payment, the prices of the books, and the mode of delivery. I am glad if you could give me a reasonable discount for the books too. Please be kind enough to send me a favorable response. So that is the body of the letter. So everything in the that means is included here. So in the question they had asked us to include the following details, such as the titles of the books available, mode of payment, the prices and discounts, if any, mode of delivery. So it's just an example. So everything is included in this and in this letter. And here we can use the ending. So how you are going to end? Thank you, yours faithfully. We don't write yours loving or something, because here it is not to a person who is very close to us. So it should be yours faithfully and your signature, and you can mention your name. So it is the way of writing a letter. It's just a format. So you always have to follow the format. So here the marks are divided. The 10 marks is divided for your content, 3, and then the language that you have used and the organization. So here, have you that means used the format of the letter correctly using the sender's address, date, then the receiver's title and the address, then the salutation, the body of the letter, then the ending of the letter. So you will get 2 marks for that. Then the mechanisms of writing. Okay. Now let's move on to there's another one. That means you have to use, you can write one of the following. So the first one was a letter, and the second one, normally you know that you will get a graph. So the following bar graph shows the results of a survey conducted among 100 grade 11 students in a school about the choice of the subjects for advanced level streams. Study the chart and write a description about their choices. The following words will help you. So always when you are writing that means here you are describing, that means you are writing a descriptive for the following graph. So you are not going to write something away from this, that means you can't write anything that it is not given in that. You can't write your own opinion. Always stick to the graph. So what you see, you have to write it. Don't imagine it and write. So here these words you can use. Always we know, whenever in a graph we used to talk about the highest, then the lowest, then the medium, then the equal, more, most. So these things are used here. So here you can see this is a graph. Okay, you know that this is a graph conducted among 100 students. So among 100 students in grade 11, about what? About selecting their preferences in the subjects for their advanced level streams. So here you can go through that. You can see the subjects here are biology, maths, IT, art, accounting, and music. So you can see the number of students who have selected each of these subjects. So you can look at, you can see when you see the biology, you can see it's the highest number according to this chart, then the lowest. So highest number means it's number of students 30. Then here IT students. Then the lowest is number 10. It's related to maths. Okay. Now let's see, for an example, how we are going to that means elaborate this bar, that means this bar graph. Okay, we can start. First of all, we have to explain what it is about. So the bar graph shows the choice of the subjects of grade 11 students in a school. Simply you can write this bar graph shows the choice. Then you can write the highest number of students choice is biology while the lowest is music. So here you can see the most number of students prefer biology and the least number of students prefer music. So you have written it in a sentence like this. The highest number of students choice is biology while the lowest is music. Number of selecting art is higher than max. So here you can see than max, the number is more. So you can write it is higher than max. The choice of IT and accounting are equal, but they are lower than art. So you can just continue. Just I gave you an example. So this, according to your preference, you can continue the answer. Okay, then let's move into on to test number 15, test 15. Okay, read the following text and answer the questions given below. So here you can see there are 3 paragraphs. So you have to go through the text and you have to answer the questions. That the first one goes with penguins are one of the world's most interesting birds. They waddle when they walk. They have flippers instead of wings. The bones in a penguin's flippers are heavier and more solid than those in the wings of a flying bird. This helps the penguin fly through the water. The penguin's black and white front has the black back and the white front has an important function too. Camouflage in the water. Penguins blend in with the sea from above and with the sky from below. This makes it harder for predatory birds, leopard seals, sea lions, orcas and sharks to see them. Many people think all penguins live in the cold and ice of Antarctica. However, only 6 of the 17 species or types of penguins live in Antarctica. The others live in parts of New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, and South America, and the Falkland and Galapagos Islands. Okay, so you can just go through these 3 paragraphs. So now let's move on to there are 3, you can slowly go through the paragraphs. So there are 3. Now about the way the penguins walk. So I think in the first paragraph while we were reading, you may have seen what is special about the way the penguins walk. Here you can see they waddle. So you can write it has when they walk. So the answer can be either waddle, they waddle when they walk. Then number 2, which sentence in paragraph 1 says that people think all penguins live only in one place in the world? So you have to copy the sentence. That means you have to quote it from the paragraph. So paragraph 1, you have to find out which sentence says that people think all penguins live only in one place in the world. So here you can see when you take in the 7th line of the first paragraph, you can see many people think all penguins live in the cold and ice of Antarctica. However, so you can quote from the 7th line of the first paragraph, many people think all penguins live. Mark for that. Then the 3rd one, say whether the following statements are true or false by writing T or F in the space given. First one, all types of penguins are found in Antarctica? So first one, you have to write T. It's true. All types of penguins are found in Antarctica. And the second one, the major challenge for the emperor penguin is the loss of sea ice. So it's false. F. So you'll get half a mark, and for both, you will get 1 mark. Then the fourth one, find the words from the text which mean the following. The color or shape that protects an animal from attack. You know that there are animals, how they protect themselves. So the color or the shape that protects the animal from any attack, we call it as camouflage. CAMOUFLAGE. Then the second one, to come close together in a group. So coming close. So it is, the word is in paragraph 2, E-L-E, H-U-E-E-L-E. So you will get half a mark and half a mark for each, and then 1 total. Then question number 5, what do the following words in the text refer to? Write your answer in the space given. The first one, in paragraph 1, line 3. Paragraph 1, line 3, those refers to bones, or you can write the bones, B-O-N-E-S. Then the second one, paragraph 2, line 5, she refers to the mother emperor penguin or mother emperor penguins. You can refer like that. Then the third one, paragraph 2, line 7, his, paragraph 2, line 7, his refers to father or fathers. Then the fourth, in paragraph 3, line 2, refers to the emperor penguins or the penguin, emperor penguin. So here it carries half a mark for each and total 2 marks. Now let's move to question number 6. Underline the word closest in meaning to each word phrase given below. First one, in paragraph 1, line 5, blend in. So the answer is mixed with. A, mixed with. Then number 2, conserve. In paragraph 2, line 3, conserve means see, save. It should be see, save. Number 7, study the 3 subheadings given below. Underline the most suitable subheading to the last paragraph of the text. So here I told you there are 3 paragraphs. So here you have to find for the last paragraph. So a suitable subheading. The 3 subheadings are given. A, safety measures for penguins. B, world penguins are at a risk. C, food of penguins. So when you read the last paragraph, you can see the suitable subheading is B, world penguins are at a risk. World penguins are at a risk. So it should be B. Okay, now this is the last question of the paper. So here you can see that this is the, most of you all think it's a difficult part, but it's not difficult if you have organized and keep in your mind what are you going to write according to the given guidelines. So you know, for this question you are getting 15 marks. You have to write 200 words. So there are 4 choices. Among them, that means you can, according to your preference, you can go through and see what are the things that you can select. The first one, A. So here it has said, write on one of the following. Use about 200 words. So A, B, C, D, they have mentioned. You have to select only one among them and you have to write 200 words, the word limit. The first one, an article to the Junior Observer on the following topic. First one, public property belongs to all of us. So here you should know that here you have to write an article. So you have to write an article to the junior observer on the following topic: public property belongs to all of us. And you should include, okay, you know what is property, that public property, that means in common, as the whole public, this public property belongs to all of us. So there is no owner for this public property. So you have to include the following. What does this public property means? For example, schools, buses, trains. So you can speak about this public property, giving examples. Then the use of public property. Why do we need this public property? And how to protect them? That awareness programs for children. Then you can include why we need to protect them. So you can have a, as I told, always have, before writing, that is organize what are the things that you are going to write. So you can talk about the public property, that what you are going to write. First include what is public property by giving examples. I told that the buses, trains, schools, that means the state, universities. So all these are public properties that anyone can use. That means there is no owner for this, but you should protect them, because everyone, if you have an attitude that I should protect them, otherwise if you are going to destroy this, the future generation cannot use. So you can think and write a good essay on this topic, or you can go you can just go on to the next topic and see whether you are familiar to that. B, we'll go on to B. It says an essay on sports as an important part of a student's life. Nowadays, you know that even in schools, it's compulsory every student that every student should participate in a sport. So here you have to write an essay on sports as an important part of students' life. You should include the place for sports in school calendar. That means sports meets, matches, tournaments. You know that every school that they have an annual sport meet. Then there are different kinds of matches, tournaments, and there are different clubs, associations that students are involved, and they have inter-schools competitions. So you can include about them. Then the facilities provided, the playground, the courts for netball, basketball, or the equipments that you have. Then the importance. So involving in sports, what happens? What is the benefit gained by the students? You can write, it promotes team spirit, good health, friendship, unity, leadership, that you are able to accept victory and defeat. You can include these kind of stuff when you are writing. And here you have to write an essay. Okay, let's move on to C. Write the speech on, write the speech you would make at the school assembly on the effects of using polythene. You may include the following. Here, remember the first one you had to write you had to write an article. So remember what is the format that you have to write in an article. In a newspaper, are you going to write good morning, everyone, I'm here? You are not going to use those kind of stuff. That you should know the format of writing an article. And the second one, it was an essay. So you should know the format of starting an essay. That means there should be an introduction. Then in the first paragraph, you are using an introduction. So like that, step by step, you have to use. And here you have to write a speech. So in a speech that you would make at the school assembly. So you should know in a school assembly that you should start it. That means a speech, normally you start it by getting permission from the from your teachers or principal and others, and always you have to greet it and start it. So here you can use it, good morning, and you can start it in that way. And the topic is the effects of using polythene. Don't spend too much of time for the introduction, for getting permissions, writing the whole set of your school staff and mentioning then the number, that means thinking that you can fill the 200 words. So here it should be very limited in the first paragraph. you are just greeting, then you are entering to the topic, then you are including the following things: why people use polythene, then how the use of polythene affects the environment, then steps that you could take to prevent the harmful effects of using polythene. So here you can, that means, divide your speech. At the first, describe what is this polythene, why nowadays these people are using more polythene. Mostly that for making their work easier, they don't carry something, they don't carry their own water bottle, then they get the plastic bottle, then when they are buying that, they get a polythene bag, something like that. So people have become lazy nowadays. So something you can write like that to make their work easy with the technology fast moving world. So you can write why people are using and how the use of polythene have affected the environment. You can write how earlier days human was close to the environment, and but now why we are facing a lot of environmental pollution and why we can see a lot of garbage everywhere, because when there is more polythene and plastic, they are not decaying, so it is a big threat to the soil. So you can include those kind of steps. Then steps that you could take to prevent the harmful effects of using polythene. So what could you suggest? So for using polythene, instead of using a polythene bag, you can suggest now there are environment eco-friendly bags, that means reusable. So if you suggest some methods, so now people are trying more, that means promoting. So you can write what are the effects. So you can start it from your school. You can that means tell some measurements that you can include what are the steps that at from your class, what are you going to implement. So just suggest the steps that you can do to prevent these harmful effects of using polythene. So how you are going to minimize. Okay, now let's move on to D. Complete the dialogue between Rizvi and Anupama. So the fourth one, it is D. You have to complete a dialogue between Rizvi and Anupama. They have just met after the G.C.E O-level exam. So here the conversation is between Rizvi. Now the exam is over. What's next? Have you planned anything to do? Anupama: yes, I have a lot of plans. So here it's, that means, free writing. That here no one has instructed you what you should follow. You have not given guidelines, but keep in mind you cannot write everything in your imagination. So it should be that means suitable for two students after their O-level exam, what they are going to do. So they may have any future plan to do some studies related in some uh, field, or to do a diploma, or that means to do some kind of sports, or to go on a tour. So it may be anything. So yes, I have a lot of plans, or to do some social work, to be a member of some that means organization, and do something to help the society, something, it may be different. So you can think and write a beautiful conversation between these two students. So you can select from these four, what are you going to write. So because here you can score 15 marks, so you have to go through the questions, whether you are going to write an article, or whether you are going to write an essay, or a speech, or a dialogue. So these four are different. So the different formats, you can think well and decide what is the question that you are going to address. Always remember the word limit. You have to stick to the word limit. For an example here, here they have used this question B, that sports as an important part of students' life. It's an essay, right? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So I think you have heard this idiom that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So here it says that normally even in your classes or somewhere you have seen there are like bookworms. So we call them bookworms. They are already, that means always they stick to the books. That means they don't involve in anything extra. But we have to be a balanced student, both involving in studies, then extracurricular activities such as sports, clubs. So it makes a person perfect. So here, just I'll go through this. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy is an old proverb which highlights the importance of doing sports. So here it highlights the importance of doing sports or extracurricular activities. Sports is a great asset to a student's life. There is an important place for sports in the school calendar. So here, the school calendar, almost all the schools organize sports meets, matches, tournaments, etc. throughout the year to ensure the physical development of the students. They have provided facilities such as playgrounds, courts for netball, basketball, etc. Sports helps the students to maintain good health. Among many other things, sports has some additional benefits as students. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Play in groups and in healthy competitive spirit. It helps to promote good health, quality of leadership, and team spirit. Sports make students adventurous, social, disciplined, and more conscious at their responsibilities. Unlike the students who do not engage in any kind of sport, those who do learn how to accept victory and defeat with grace. It is very important to deal with victory and defeat equally, as some unpleasant situations in a field may create bad impressions among the spectators. Sports is a great way of building up one's personality. It is an essential source of encouragement to all students for the betterment of their future. So this is just an example. So you can build your essay. That means you can construct it in a way that you need, following the guidelines. So here you can see they had asked us to mention the place of sports in the school calendar, the sports meet matches and everything, tournaments they are included, then the facilities provided in the school, then the importance of it. So we spoke about accepting victory and defeat, then how this team spirit, then the good health, how a person is building the health, then the friendship, unity, leadership. So all this promotes these good qualities. Okay, so that's so far. And all the best. I think you all can face the paper very easily if you pay your attention. All the best.